All righty. The Park Board of the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas will meet in a regular meeting in City Hall Council Chambers located at 1716 West Main Street, Gun Barrel City, Texas on Monday, June 8th, 2026 at 4 o'clock p.m. I call this meeting to order. I have a roll call from my left.
She'll be here.
Courtney Claver.
Carla Dunson.
Tracy here.
Frank Vaughn.
Young here. We have a quorum. All right. New business. Item 3A, consider and take action to approve the April 13th, 2026 meeting minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look? They're on the second page. Reviewed those. I didn't see anything that,
I move we accept as written.
okay. We have a motion to have a second.
I'll second it.
Take a vote.
Sure. She'll be yes.
Yes. Tracy, yes.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Item 3B, consider and take action to approve May 11th, 2026 meeting minutes.
If y'all remember, the April ones weren't attached when the agenda got sent out. That's why we put the April ones on this.
I've been sitting here.
Yeah. So when we got to the meeting, nobody had seen the minutes. So you guys couldn't approve the April minutes. So we had to approve the April minutes. If
Okay.
you were not in attendance at the May meeting, you will just recuse yourself from voting for the May minutes. So
I'll make a motion to accept the May 11th meeting minutes.
And can I second it? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I second it. All right, vote from my left.
She'll be yes.
You were here. Linda, you were there.
Yes.
And Young, yes. So motion passes on that one. All right. Item 3C, consider and take action on entry fee to Kids Zone at July Fest. And Dr. Smith will talk about that.
it's just for you guys to decide. We talked briefly about it at the last meeting. This is a fundraiser for you all. You all put in your blood, sweat, and tears the day of. The day of is August 1st or
Yes.
July 32nd, whichever you prefer. I prefer July 32nd, but it is August 1st. We will take care of most of the stuff during the day, so we're not having to be there all day long. Y'all aren't having to be there all day long. My team will be on site making sure stuff gets set up. It'll be the same basic layout as it was last year, with just one little small change. But what do you want to charge an entry? And that helps me do two things. One, they will be able to buy entry at the gate with y'all. You'll have a cash box. They'll be able to, with cash, pay to get in. Or when they buy their ticket at the gate, they can buy one at the gate when they first come in. They have options. So if they want to use a credit card, they'll do that at the gate because you guys don't have the ability to do a credit card. I think last year we charged $5. We have charged $20 in the past. So you want it to be a fundraiser for you, but you don't want to price people out. It is, once you buy a brand, you stay as long as you want and play as much as you want for the time the gates open at 5 until typically we take them down when it gets dark. Gilbert, do you remember, was that 9 or 9:30?
9, I think.
Yeah, about 9. So 4 hours of entertainment. So really just for the board to decide, what do you want your entry fee to be? That way we can make sure we have the signs ready and all that good stuff. And we will start advertising that you can purchase a Kids Zone wristband for that fee.
How many did you say went through?
I didn't bring that with me to this one.
But I mean,
should, but we,
Was it 200?
no, it was a smaller number than that.
And-
We kind of did it 2 years in a row. The first year was 20-ish. You paid less if you had a ticket to July
Yeah.
Fest. Last year, just flat fee, $5. We definitely had more kids with the $5, and I think we had more fun with more kids. So I think 20 kind of looked to be too much. $5 looked to be, more fun, more kids, more excitement. At the same time, we, maybe made back enough money to pay for the merch. It didn't really bring in that much money. So I think when the three of us were here last month, we were kind of talking about, well, should it be more? Just to bring in a little bit more. I don't know.
I was thinking $10,
I felt 10's fair.
but also if somebody comes in with a lot of kids in one family, I feel like maybe you could max out and go $10 and then or $25 for the whole, if it's like 3 kids or something, but I don't know if you wanna mess with that or not, but.
It's just hard.
definitely
How do you,
Good idea,
the challenge, how do you prove it's my kids, right? Or do I
Well,
just
yeah.
wrangle up all the kids and bring them
Yeah.
with me and say, oh, they're all brother and sister?
Yeah.
Because
And then
I'm
you
just telling you
have
what
that.
happens. I take Tristan to events all the time. I don't blink an eye at $10.
yeah.
At 20, I still do it. It hurts a little bit more, right? But that's up to
Honestly,
you
it'd be
guys.
another data point,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
If they buy their tickets in advance, can it be smaller or is
Maybe
that?
They-
like $8 in
They
advance?
buy them at the gate, so we don't sell, you don't check 2 boxes, we don't really have control of our ticket website, so we don't add that on. They do have the option when they come to the ticket booth
Or
Yeah.
at
to
the-
buy it there
at
if they
the-
want with a credit
Where
card.
we are, they can buy it with cash.
The majority, a big portion of our tickets are bought at the gate. That's where they buy
It's a
them.
dumb question, but are they, parents allowed to leave them? Are we responsible for?
We had
them?
an age limit last year. I don't remember what the rules said. I think nobody under 10 could be in there by themselves.
I'm like,
Last
$10
year,
a parent would pay to go.
I don't know how many parents you had. We had activities last year so that adults could participate if they wanted. The Velcro wall, the jumpy
football-
thing, the
football.
football,
With
like,
teenagers doing those.
we did that
Yeah.
for that very reason, so parents would have something to do while their kids were in there,
So
so.
you're not charging for the parents to bring them in it's just for the children?
Just-
Yeah, unless they wanna play, and then if they say, hey, I wanna play, they get a wristband too, so
I
it's a
see
wristband
$10,
driven,
that's mine.
but.
I'm going with 10 too.
I don't know what you can get for $5 anymore.
It's up to y'all, whatever you want to do, then we'll pass that on.
I'll make a motion for $10.
Okay.
I'll
sounds good.
second the motion.
We have a vote left.
So yes.
Carla, yes.
Tracy is.
Frank, yes.
I say yes. All right. Awesome. So it will be $10. July Fest-ish.
Got it,
All right, great.
make sure the team has it.
All righty. So, item 3B, update on Gaga Ball project. And did you hear any?
Gaga Ball's gonna give Angie more gray hair than she already has.
Oh, should have been something.
It's when, go ahead.
So Gaga Ball is a game, Boy Scout came to Parks Board, he started this a long time ago, we started having conversations.
My first meeting. so-
I think even prior to that, the mayor and I met with him and talked to him. His name is Caleb Johnson. He asked the board for, I think, $500.
That's what he did.
And
Oh, the
I
little
offered to purchase what he needs as opposed to just writing him a check for $500. Or, we need a budget, we need to kind of see what you're buying, that kind of stuff. According to his mom, they are slated to start on June the 13th. And their goal was to have it finished completely by June the 20th. My response was, I asked Caleb to please call my parks department because I need to make sure there's no sprinklers or water lines or anything. I don't think it will require digging, but I'm not taking any chances. I don't know, Mike had some surgery last week, so I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to talk to him today in case he's off on Monday. They have had that conversation. Tentatively, it is slated to start on June the 13th.
What is?
Gaga Ball is it's a circle, and you sort of play human foosball in it. Is that close?
It's wildly popular
Inside
with
out.
kids.
I don't remember us talking since I've been here, so
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't.
So they're
know.
doing it at the park. It's his Boy Scout project. He had to have it approved. He came to the board and asked for a donation. It does require him to raise some money and get some donations from other places, some wood and different things. But he did have to have some connectors. Now, I told him I would just order those off of Amazon as y'all's $500 contribution. That would be much easier for me to do and order in bulk, and I could probably even get a better deal at it. I haven't heard from him. So, I hope they're gonna start on June 13th, be done on June the 20th. But to me, I watched a bunch of my employees play it at a Parks rodeo, and it looked like human foosball. So,
When did you plan on being done?
that's
13.
the 13th, and they are slated to be wrapped up by the 20th.
Be nice to
So-
have it done by the July Fest.
Well, it's over by the pavilion, so that was the other thing, is making sure that we had it in a place that made sense, and so, but it is slated to be over by the pavilion, one side of the playground or the other, so Casey was kind of working that out with them. I don't think it's gonna require digging, but I just don't know.
Yeah,
We had to dig.
So, yeah, I don't know.
They took a box blade
That's what I was afraid of.
and left.
Yeah, that's what I was
Don't dig
afraid of.
deep. As long as you can get it left.
Yeah, so,
Do you happen to know, is he connected with Naveen Thomas at all?
I do not know.
Is it all right if I check on that?
Yeah, I do not know.
The kid,
His name is Caleb Johnson. His mom is Patricia
he's
Johnson.
working on his Eagle Scout.
Because that seems kind of lofty, just seeing one in action that I,
Yeah, and I've never seen one built, so I didn't have any idea, but that's what the mom sent me was Caleb.
It didn't look very hard.
And it's possible they have put some stuff together somewhere
Could be.
else.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just bringing it on site, but
And the whole thing, you should have a team, so, you know, you
Yeah.
show up with.
that's what I would have
Should have
thought.
a-
Yeah.
big team.
So,
Coming from the school, keep your foot like down. Does
Huh?
that make sense? Coming from the school with them, keep your foot down. Like, I would say, keeping a record of like what they purchased and stuff is
Yeah.
necessary.
well, they have to do that for their Boy Scout project. It's part of the thing they have to do. And any money they raise then has to come, that they don't spend on this, has to come back to us.
It's-
So they have to present a budget.
It's highly documented.
Yeah,
because
they have to, it had to be signed off, and the people in the chain from the Boy Scouts have to come look at it, and so, but,
I say, I'm kind of wanting to look at, watch it.
It's really fun. We have
it,
one.
it has unfortunately been a little bit of a scattered process, and I have kind of let Caleb and his mom try to figure it out. So, last email was last Monday, said we have it scheduled to start on the 13th at 9 a.m. and finish up on the 20th. Now, so I don't, again, I said, have you talked to my parks guys? Because I need to make sure there's water fountains and stuff in there, that you're not gonna hit any water lines at all. I don't know what you have to dig, but I'm not taking any chances, and I haven't heard anything since, so.
So they're planning on starting on the 13th, and we're hoping to round it off by the
20th.
25th.
It says the 20th is what the email says.
Yeah, but I was giving some good info, but I guess it's to match those notes, I get it.
See what happens Saturday.
Exactly.
Yep, see what happens on Saturday.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for checking on that for us.
You bet.
That, I know Gilbert and I were both interested in that, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Item 3E is our subcommittee updates, and it says discuss and/or take action on the following. So we'll start with grants and fundraising. And
Hey,
I think Frank has.
Bad news. What's that? Goes on and on and on.
You can hit it multiple times if you want.
Well, the bad news first, US Pickleball Association, serve it forward, we did not get that grant. That was $25,000 to resurface the tennis court. I called them up and they said, we didn't get it because we marked it as dual use. Dual use. And she said, if you do that, that automatically they won't. Unless they have money left over. And she said the best way to get that grant is to make it only pickleball. So US Tennis Association grant's now coming available. It's $8,000 to resurface the thing. That's not enough money to even get close. So I don't know if we should apply for US Tennis Association grant. They do have a $15,000 lighting grant that we might be able to combine with the Encore grant. But we're not gonna get the pickleball grant.
Yeah, and tennis will make it only be tennis.
Tennis will only be tennis, and it's only $8,000, so it's hardly not worth.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think the prices we got were 20 to 30 to resurface, so that's out there. Trail grants, that's the big one, we got the trail grant fund on the first try.
Here, do the button now. You did the button
No,
wrong.
that's all right,
How much we get on that grant?
50-something thousand?
I have been
Oh.
trying to confirm. Typically, they give you what you asked for. I haven't seen a dollar amount. And their system, because they just awarded all of these, have been a little wonky. So, we believe that we got the 50,000 that we requested. But again, I have been kind of waiting to get that official documentation.
I saw one thing that said 52, and I saw another thing that said 54.
Yeah, so,
I saw
yeah.
57.
Yeah, so I'm waiting to kind of see, they are sending over some stuff. It will now punt to our parks team. Mike has a lot of experience doing grants.
Oh.
They are reimbursement, grants, so the city will have to spend those funds up front, and then we get reimbursed those dollars, so we
We
will
may
do
have new
that.
trails pretty soon, huh?
It will take a little bit. There is some nature type stuff. I don't know what you call it. I've drawn a
Yeah,
blank.
environmental.
Environmental,
Environmental
that's the word I was looking for. There is some environmental stuff that has to happen. And so it usually takes 3 or 4 months to get it off the ground. And then Mike will have to work with the vendor to put that list together,
Might get
and
next year.
put together our share. It may be late summer, fall would be my guess, but sometimes they happen quicker. It's just a matter of getting
That's
through
awesome.
all the
I
environmental
wish I could hear that.
stuff, getting through, there's some historical stuff we have to do. So Mike, that's what Mike did before Mike was our street and park superintendent. He managed grants here in this building, so big CDBG grants and that kind of stuff. So he's very familiar with it. It will punt to him now to put the final pieces together, get any of the environmental stuff they need. I don't think they will need environmental from us. They are replacing an existing trail is what we're doing with that.
That's what we put in the environmental
So it's
section.
relatively easy
Yeah.
environmental stuff, but there is some compliance we have to
It's
do.
gonna be nice to have them new trails.
So-
Does the city have to match anything?
There is a match, there's a 20% match. The way Frank and I put that together is it's in-kind services. So it's not necessarily cash. It is some of the millings, which now I have even more because we're going ahead with this. So it's some of the millings. It's skid steer time, which we actually own a skid steer now, so that will help us with costs. So some of those things. And it's all done at FEMA rates, so
Labor too, yeah.
and it's all measured on FEMA rates. And so FEMA has a specific, how much gas you use, how many hours you use, how many man hours, and it was all built around that.
And Mike, you said is familiar with
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
those things.
absolutely,
so-
absolutely.
Perfect, that's so good.
So, and then,
Does anything have to go to council?
not yet. I don't know if it will at the end. They approved the resolution that allowed us to apply. That's typically all, unless there are some costs out of pocket for us. Or if we contract with that company and it's over 50 grand for some reason, or there's some change in those dollars, we might have to go back to them. So,
And
but
that is very unusual for us to get a grant.
it's
off the
unheard
bat.
of that we would get dollars.
Did good.
I suspect some of it is the amount we asked for, right? I mean, we didn't ask for $4 million. That makes us less competitive in the world, but also very thorough grant application.
Oh,
Frank's experience
very thorough.
shown through, so,
Sometimes you get-
yeah,
You just did good on
it's
Very
exciting,
happy. Thank you so very
super
much.
exciting.
The Lowe's grants?
I had to pull over on the side of the road to email everybody, so, I was going somewhere and I didn't see my email, I got my email first. I don't know, Frank, if you got an email, I got mine
Yeah,
first,
got
Mike
it.
got one a few hours later. When I saw Mike's, I was like, that's odd, but Mike's also copied on it, he's the project manager, and so, and I was like, what the heck? So I pulled over to a guy, I was going somewhere, I pulled over to a gas station and then I forwarded it to council, so everybody would know what was going on, so.
Very, very exciting.
Cool, first step.
Yeah.
And then the ARP Community Flagship Grant was $15,000 that I applied for in February. They came back and said we're finalists.
Good.
And it'll go towards trails.
I have not heard we applied for one that was either Lowe's or
Lowe's.
Encore. I haven't heard a peep from Lowe's bucket list
Yeah.
grant.
Yeah.
Just
But we're a finalist in this one.
Finalist in that, it's 15,000 towards trails, because I put it for trails for seniors. So that's a non-match, so we could just throw,
Yeah.
if we get it, just
Yeah.
throw it in and
Yeah. Do a
some
little
more
bit
trail
more.
stuff.
Yeah.
But if we don't get it, and we're finalists, that doesn't, I don't know what
Yeah,
that means.
yeah, we can,
Finalists, is that 100 finalists or 1,000
Yeah.
finalists?
We don't know.
But we're not knocked out. And then Encore Grants is a tough grant. I have tried, and we're on the grant committee, right? You and I need to meet somewhere, and we need to kind of work through it, because it is really hard to figure out. It's like, you can only use a vendor they approve,
yes,
and you go to the vendor approved list, and I've got that new core, the other place.
Yeah.
I've got him, are they approved or not? When you go to the vendor approved list, it takes you back in a circle, it's just, and then they've got a list. That guy, the vendor, gave us a list of really good contacts for all their grants, this thing.
yeah, must go, yes.
Yeah, must go. So I think that's gonna be our next big focus is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of grant
Yeah.
requests.
And we have a contact with them, Frank, which I'll share with you.
You did, yeah. I
I've
got it.
known Jackson since he was 4. His dad and I are very good friends, and so when I talked to him the other day, and he said, I sent you that list, right? And I said, you have it. I have sent it to Frank, and he said, well, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. So I'll make sure you have his contact
Yeah,
information.
I got it, you gave it to me.
He's a relatively new salesman with them, and so
And it's
but
$245,000.
he came up through
of
Parks
grants.
and Rec, and he
Yeah.
is a smart kid. So
245,000.
In grants on.
Well,
Is that
yeah,
available?
I mean, and that's how much it will cost to replace the lights, the old sodium lights with
Right.
LED lights.
yeah,
So it's a big grant, but there's like 8 different possibilities to ask for. So it's a lot. And then Encore is really weird to deal with, so.
and if I have a contact with Encore, if they can help at all.
You gave me a contact name and I sent him a thing
Good,
and he
good,
gave
good.
me, you must go to this place to apply, you gotta
Yeah.
decide if they're this, you gotta do this.
Good.
Which doesn't quite, oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun grant.
Did you put a grant in for Lowe's?
Yeah, we did a Lowe's.
I
bid,
did
didn't we?
Lowe's bucket list,
word.
but
Hadn't heard anything.
we haven't heard anything from them.
And East Texas Communities Foundation, I reached out to them, they'll do up to $10,000 grant for something that enhances community life.
Who's that?
East Texas Communities Foundation, I never heard of it before, but. So they fund the Arboretum, the East Texas Arboretum, so
Oh,
they'll do something. And so I told them we wanted to do something, I don't know what, but what do we apply for? I just want to ask, what do we need, you know? More trails, or do we do?
It just, Lowe's says selected projects will be announced later this summer, so.
Yeah.
Frank, did they have other examples of what grants they've given?
Yeah, like the Arboretum, they did some trail stuff there. They bought some playground equipment at the Arboretum. Things like that. They, for City of Palestine, they did some kind of park thing with a splash pad deal.
Okay.
So it's kind of like all over the place. You just gotta tell them what you want. And that is one thing I think we need to work on grant stuff, is we need kind of like a priorities list of what we need to work on. Because we're kind of
Yeah.
hitting these things as they go instead of really what's a good cohesive
Right.
plan. Like one of the grant applicants is the MLB, Major League Baseball Youth Development Foundation grant, Baseball Tomorrow grant. Well, we could apply for that to replace the lights, but should we apply for it to redo our fields, get them all redone? You know, kind of what's the big strategic plan that we should do?
That's a good question. I would start with lights. I
I
think
would
that's the
too.
number.
Fields look good.
I think
They're
today,
not good.
well, my team has put significant effort into the fields over the last year. And they
Yeah.
are in much better condition
Much better than
today
they were, yeah.
than they were. We don't get any complaints now about
Okay.
playing. They fixed all the drainage issues.
Great.
So from a safety perspective, the fields are 100% playable and
Great.
are getting used by co-ed, by baseball. Number one issue probably there is always going to be lights, but that's, $400,000 or something. So there's always shade over playgrounds. That's a huge one, if you
Yeah.
can get that.
I remember we were kind of working through a wish list a while back, because when you said,
Yeah.
I remember you bringing up sail shades.
Shades?
Yeah.
some
Okay.
places.
Yeah, that's another
But-
good
but,
one.
I wonder whether we want to keep an active wish list with
Yeah.
an idea of
Then you
prices next to
prioritize
it.
them kind of,
Yeah,
yeah.
because that seems like a pretty open-ended grant, and if there's
Right.
something 10,000 gets us, we
Yeah.
can knock something off the wish list.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we did with Lowe's. Like, I have a list of a bunch of stuff, and I just said, here's all the stuff we have.
Yeah.
You give us as much money as you can give us, and this is what we're gonna do with it. So we have a list somewhere I can send to everybody.
Yeah, if you could, and then maybe
Yeah.
Frank and Carla can have a
Yeah.
little get
I
together.
think Frank has that list, but I'll see if I can
Maybe,
find it.
maybe. But if we can get together on the Encore one, we're gonna have to divide and conquer that one.
I thought I was just like on the fundraising part of it. Grants is not my cup of tea. When I was with the city, I did not handle any of that with Kemp, so I will try to do my best to help, but
I
I
think
am
he just
a-
wants to
Bounce
have, so that you.
Bounce
yes.
ideas off and look
Okay.
at the webpage and see if you can
Yeah,
figure out.
we're not
what it's saying.
asking you to do anything
Yeah,
that you'd
I'll-
be
yeah.
uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
And I'm all day long,
Keep it more
I'm here to
equal.
ask for money and to
No.
fundraise, but.
Well, it
Like,
is
put you in touch
asking
with
for
Frank,
money.
'cause I know he's gone to Encore for grants, I
Oh.
believe.
That's it. That's all.
All right. Anything else you'd like to? Carla, do you have anything?
No, just off the top of my head, thinking about what you just mentioned, like, yes, definitely, in my mind, I would have a direction. Like he said, a wish of things that you, when you come to them, write them down. But definitely, it sounds like if you're going from A to Z to B, it's not intentionally, you are definitely good at what you do, and you're going to try to get as much as you can, or at least request it. So, but like you just said, if you do get something, do you ask for the lights, or do you, so before you put the cart before the horse, yes, give a direction, I think that's great.
Well,
So
it
if I can
seems
help
like
with that,
lights
yeah.
are our push now, so we'll push on lights. And then we gotta think about next year's Texas Parks and Wildlife grant if we wanna do something else. Keep asking, right? Don't stop. If we do good on this grant, we should ask again for another one.
Yes, we
And they
should.
get more and more bigger, so,
And we really need to be thinking.
yeah,
Maybe
come
that
on.
can be,
Do we have like a strategy meeting or a planning meeting?
I mean, you have done that in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
could we
Yeah,
just
we
make it
can have
an
it as an
agenda
agenda.
yeah,
item?
yeah.
Okay,
That'd be great.
okay. All right. Okay, community outreach. So, we, you had talked about that, we were talking about little events, so we are thinking about doing just small event type
Okay.
things. Like, the first one that we wanted to try was this rock painting, idea. And so, we were wanting to collect donations to be with like acrylic paint and that type of thing. We have a collection site and over at the community center for acrylic paints and the spray, whatever, paintbrushes. And then we were thinking, today we talked and we were thinking June 27th in the morning, we would like to just go ahead and see if we had any turnout for that. And just, just fun little things like that.
They check
So-
in with the school right now in the art
Uh-huh.
department. They throw out.
They throw a lot,
Yes.
out a lot.
So junior high, I work especially, they
There's
throw out
six.
boxes. So, I mean,
Okay.
especially if they're doing it this month.
This
rather
one?
than throwing it out, and they would throw it out this month.
Okay, so who do I talk to on that?
I was gonna say, is that something that shareable, that on our newspaper page we can share it, and or I haven't seen it, is it something?
It's
for
just
Brooke?
today,
Today we
we
just
just
saying.
finished it up today.
Okay,
So,
today.
If you send it to me, Laura, I can
Start
I can
Facebooking
put it
it
and send it to
Yes.
everybody if you want.
Yeah,
Reach
you just
out
did
to
it, that'd be great.
secretaries,
Mhm.
school secretaries maybe.
School
and they
secretary.
could, check in with the art teachers.
Okay,
I feel like that would be a huge one. You'd probably be able to get all the paintbrushes.
okay.
Where are you gonna put the rocks? Is there a specific, why I asked us at the city of Van, when I left there the other day, and they had right outside their city hall, and it was like, and they had one of those little rocks that said, it was a cute little rhyme or something, and then there was a whole little thing of rocks that were painted out front of there.
Right.
And it made me go, oh, that's kind of a, cute
I thought
idea.
around the chair, that big blue chair, just in my opinion, if we're gonna make like a snake, is that where we're going?
Well, we
I
were
think it
going
was
for
like
a
a snake,
snake.
yeah,
Mhm.
and I
So
thought, I
we
didn't
were
see it,
going-
I just made me, because I'm always so busy going, and I was like, oh, that's cute.
Right,
Yeah.
that might be a good place to start. Do I have to get approval with beautification? Okay.
I mean, I would let them know. That way they don't just show up and there's a big snake,
A big colorful snake.
a big colorful
Or it
snake.
could be a snake or it could be a
Yeah.
caterpillar.
I
or
think
it could be
what's in there
whatever.
is crushed granite, right?
Right.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be a good
It-
place.
Yes. There we go. Yes. Monica says right.
Okay.
I just thought it would be.
Yep.
Okay,
So,
we're going to
anyway,
Yeah.
find
That's,
out.
we're looking for June 27th, and I know I have to get a special use permit, correct? For using the pavilion?
Yeah, you do that through either Brooke or Lauren. I think either one.
I just apply for it online.
Yeah, you can do it online. So
I'm a pro at doing it now. All right, yes.
I was
And
about to say
so
no, and then I was going to get yelled
That
at,
was
so-
just the first
Smart.
little project, just to try to gather people to come and kids and engage. So
Yeah,
that's
June
what,
27th.
June 27th in the morning.
What time did we start?
Well, we hadn't, but 9 AM, I imagine. 9 good, or 10? Early enough in the day, but,
Yeah, I guess 9 would be all right.
all right.
And they can verify if anything is scheduled. I don't know of anything right off the top of my head that's scheduled. Unless roller derby's having something, and then they wouldn't have it until late.
They wouldn't have it till late.
So,
Text you after this, Laura, to help you. I'll text you after this to help you with the secretaries and stuff.
Oh, okay,
I
thank
don't
you.
mind. No,
I appreciate
I
that.
think that'll get you a lot, so. fingers crossed.
Well, paint is cheap, and so that's why we
Yeah, it is. It is.
decided to try to do something like that.
Absolutely, for sure.
What about
And
this?
rocks are cheaper.
Yes.
They are. We can go collect those too. What about the movie night? Did you find anything out about this?
I did not. Brooke, do we own the movie screen and projector?
I think the fire department has one.
A screen and a projector? I just forgot to ask Brooke. Brooke was out at a conference, and then I was out at a
So this
conference. and-
projector's gonna match up with the movies at Hometown Movies?
No. We would rent the movie from Swank, and we have a projector. Now, one of the challenges we talked about was the time. During summer, it's 9:30 before you're doing a movie, unless you want to try to do it at the community center. That's after hours. We would just have to have staff there, so,
That would be an inside.
yeah. Inside attendance at movies doesn't get near as good of a,
Right.
as outside, so.
Maybe some shoot for September.
But in the fall, yeah, once the time changes, October even,
October.
starts getting dark a little bit earlier, your timing's a little better, you can put that
Maybe
on
in
the,
October, we might find a couple, a good Halloween,
Might be
kids
good.
Halloween deal.
Yeah. I do have, if we did it inside, we might be able to like do concessions and stuff to pay for the staff. Is that a thing?
not really. It doesn't really offset that way exactly.
Okay.
The challenge at the community center would be where do we do concessions and how do we buy it and then resell it? We have some challenges with doing that. We could potentially bring somebody in to do that.
Okay.
But it is difficult for us to buy stuff and resell it, because then we don't pay tax and it gets complicated real quick, so. Outdoor is always a better adventure.
And then you
Then
would
you-
encourage a picnic style?
Yeah, you just,
type thing?
everybody bring a blanket and so,
So that's, we've moved looking at around September, October.
I know that Dallas has something like a movie in the park, and it's like in the middle of like their park, and they do a big screen, and they have like blow up chairs. They have a lot more money than they, or
Okay.
Gun Barrel maybe.
Well, Tool District, yeah, Tool Campbell has been doing it.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, talk to David Moses over at Tool, because I know they're running like once a week or something.
There's,
So
yes.
they did, the Swank license is a single-use license that you can kind of use anywhere, but that's, the 400-ish bucks. You can buy an umbrella license good for a whole year at almost that same cost, but there's a lot of restrictions on
Yeah,
it.
right.
Which actually explains why Tool
Yeah.
is having the movies in the community center. we could probably get one of those umbrella licenses if we were showing in the community
Yeah.
center.
There are so many rules, so, yeah. I mean,
But-
community center is potentially an option. You're not gonna put a blow-up screen in there, it's too loud. So we would have to find something else because there is a blower and that blower inside that gym is gonna just echo. So we would wanna think about some of that, but, yeah. We're
Oh,
Parks and-
I'm thinking the outside.
Yeah, for cities and Parks and Rec agencies, there are an extreme amount of restrictions on what we can and cannot do with movies. Because we don't necessarily charge admission, so
So we're looking,
But we have the license.
we would
Right.
buy an
We would.
individual license with a movie. So that's what Tool's currently doing is, like I said, it's $300 to $400. I haven't rented a movie. I think we rented one my very first Halloween here. $300 to $400 to rent a movie, and that comes with the license to show it at a open air event, so.
No, Kim just did theirs at 8:30. I thought that's what time it was, and that was just 2 days ago.
Yeah,
And that's a good time. To me, still, even right now, you're just getting settled in, but, I mean, September's great too. The kids are out of school right now, but then all the sports starts back, but, you know, it's always something, but.
yeah.
It's always something.
It is.
We
It is
just have to
always-
plan it
But, you
and
know,
go
the
with
kids
it.
are out, so if you could, to me, if you could get one in during the summer, even though it's hot, I just think it, but.
How many,
whatever
do you know,
works.
do you have any idea how many people were at the one in Kent?
No, not the most recent one, and they started it after I had left there, but, gosh, I just remember the very first one, there wasn't a whole lot, but now, gosh, they've done several, so.
I can check in with them.
Yeah,
I
ask
know
Christie.
those
Ask Christie how they're
people.
going, so
Yeah.
that'd be,
Be glad to.
But the first one we did actually was not, there wasn't hardly a lot, but that's just because they didn't know
Yeah.
about it, and that was back when I was actually over there, but
yeah.
yeah, it's.
And you guys still have time to plan that too. It's something you just brought up at this last meeting, you know, you're gonna think about your budget for next year as you're setting those budget priorities for next year, maybe you spring some in. You have the perfect place at the amphitheater to set that up on top of that stage and have the audience down, and we've got speakers and stuff now, so. But
Sorry, maybe we could then bring vendors in.
That's what I was just saying, I wondered.
you can,
But
you
is
can.
that, I mean, of course, that's a whole nother can of
It
worms.
is, so, I
But
think
if
you
you
just gotta
limit
think
it,
about
so
what
it's-
events, what the events committee wants to do to,
Have
To
a
do
little
some-
ice
we can
cream
do-
truck or
I
something.
do like
Yeah.
a couple of vendors of each, that's not too many.
Yeah.
yeah. Some food trucks, typically what you do is food trucks, get a couple of food trucks, a drink truck, a food truck, pizza truck, ice cream truck, and then you're
how
done.
is
And,
the food court going?
we have some challenges with the food court, but we will have to put that on another agenda for y'all to talk about, so.
Okay.
The food court's gonna have an issue when the helicopter lands, which I'd never thought about. Doug said, Angie, have you ever stood there when a helicopter lands? And I said, absolutely not. Yeah,
It's a lot of draft.
yeah, that never crossed my mind, and we all had that conversation, nobody ever, you know, so, yeah, so we may have to think about location, because, their stuff's gonna get blown away the minute a big helicopter lands, and that could be a challenge, so.
And it is right there by the helicopter.
We might have to go back to the drawing board. That's why everybody knows, so that one person says that's okay. I didn't even think, it never crossed my mind. I've never been out there when a helicopter lands.
The ground shakes the community.
Yeah.
Does it really? Oh my
Colby
God.
was like, oh my God. I was like, that's your
I've
fault.
been on the road driving before when a helicopter sat down, and it's.
And it depends on the size of the helicopter too, right? We have really, really large. The Children's Hospital is the biggest, and it's huge, and so more. But if one lands, then I have a challenge we have to figure out how to deal with, because if there are people out there eating, and now suddenly they're getting
That
pelted
just
by
blew-
rocks.
That blew that all the way.
It
So,
really depends
It's
on where the
totally
wind's
back
from
to the
too.
beginning,
Yeah.
I'm
If the
looking.
wind's from the south, the prevalent wind's south, you just wanna be sure you're upwind.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters when a hehelicopter lands, the
It does.
downdraft of the
Yeah.
something, I don't have any idea, so.
360 there.
Cool.
Wow.
Since I wasn't here, just hypothetically, as we were talking about, that's like the food truck venue, because it's been like 6, 7 months, you know how rumors are, but I heard that something was gonna be On the, where am I totally turned around? This
Hotel.
one? Wait, right, hotel, yeah, down there at the end.
There is someone that owns land down there that is trying to put one in,
That's who I
but,
heard it from.
but they,
So
need
nothing to
FEMA
do-
clearance because they're trying to build in the flood zone, and I
Oh,
can't
okay.
give them permission to do that. Only FEMA can give them permission to do that, so.
Okay.
There is a person that owns property at the end of Heritage Parkway. Is that right, Keith? Heritage
Yeah.
Parkway? Heritage Parkway, past the hotel, and they want to put a food truck park in, privately owned food truck park.
Okay,
But
so
it's
we
still
have
not
But-
our city.
It's not in our-
Yeah, we had talked about installing one in our city park, but we had worked out some details, but there are some issues.
Well, maybe we can be
Right,
fortunate
go
to find another spot.
Oh, never mind, he got in, huh? So,
Maybe we can find another.
she's got, so yeah, absolutely, she's gonna have to go back on the agenda to talk about
Yeah.
it. I hadn't really thought about the helicopter problem.
Yeah, we'll put that for the next agenda. All right, perfect. What about events? You want to talk about Arbor?
We actually showed up just on time for this meeting because we were over at a Creative Relic. You want to talk about what we're
No, you do it. I'll chime in.
So we've officially come up with a name, which doesn't mean it won't change, but officially the name is Roots and Ranks Rumble.
Is what?
Roots and Ranks Rumble for the Arbor Day, Veterans Day.
Roots and ranks.
Roots and Ranks Rumble.
Roots and ranks.
Roots.
Ranks.
Rumble.
Yeah, roots for
And
trees, ranks
ranks.
for veterans.
Roots,
R-A-N-K-S, ranks.
And
Yes.
rumble.
And he's not even done yet.
Okay, I just.
There's another part of it.
So that's the name. And
Roots, ranks,
then the slogan will be grow the future, honor the brave.
Grow the future under the what?
Grow the future, honor the brave. This is
Honor
a
the brave.
combination, it might be good to step back. This is a combination Arbor Day event,
Right, I remember
Veterans
that.
Day,
Okay, right.
roller derby match.
Yes, I remember that.
So we're working together. The
Rumble.
roller
Now
derby's
that's where the
gonna
rumble
be.
comes in, okay.
Yeah, the roller derby is working on artwork with that decision in mind. And with that decision in mind, we went to go talk to Ty at Creative Relic about merch. Primarily, we're having the idea of having a event T-shirt that's got sponsors in the back. So he's putting together some pricing for that. It would be similar in a lot of ways to what we did for the Eclipse Fest, at least the way I was asking him about it, where people could buy their shirts in advance and pick them up in advance if they wanted to, or they could buy them in advance and pick them up at the event. They could buy some at the event. And we ran out of shirts at the Eclipse event, so there would also be a QR code that if they were at the event, wanted one, and we were out of their color and size, they could use the QR code to buy one to pick up after the event. That kind of allows us not to try to guess how many we're gonna sell. It has the ability to keep us from ending up with a bunch of shirts. Decide that we paid for it.
What was the
So,
name of the events again? Roots and ranks.
Roots, ranks, and rumble.
Roots and Ranks Rumble. I'll give you this after,
I,
okay.
but if you don't need this, I'll.
Yeah, that's fine. And then we also talked to you, so he's getting us kind of pricing on what the shirts would be, but we have also wondered about other types of merch. One of them, we may go for sponsorships that includes banners, so we got some banner pricing. But Ty said he could basically print on anything, and even if it's something he doesn't have blanks for, we could buy blanks. So in the Arbor Day side of it, one of the things that's popped up has been like gardening gloves. You know, we could go buy gardening gloves at wherever, and he could print on them. Courtney brought up, like a shovel, plastic
hand
type of shovel there, and he
shovel,
can print on that. So the way we're going to approach that is, and then he can do bumper stickers, he can do tote bags, he can do kind of whatever you can think of. So the way we've talked about approaching that is once we have the artwork might speak to us as in, I would like to be on a, kind of depending on how complex it is, or, whatever it ends up, the graphic ends up looking like. It may not fit on the artwork, or it may not be whatever, but we'll pursue those kind of prices as well and figure out whether that
For
makes
people
sense.
to buy these things?
Yes, these will be for the lunch table. You would like to say something?
I always want to say something. I just think, I think Ty has an amazing, even further events in the future, has amazing capabilities that we should look into, because I did not realize he had the machines on hand.
Oh, yeah.
To do the
He's
printing
doing
like
all
that.
of those things, yeah. He's
Literally,
amazing.
Where a lot of people around here outsource that kind of stuff, so
Right.
it's not only saving time and supporting local, it's also, he's able to save costs, so.
Yep, exactly. Gilbert, I was just gonna ask, did you decide on sponsorship levels yet?
No,
Because I
not
think
really.
couldn't Carla work on sponsorships? You know, I mean,
It could be, and I know Courtney as well. I think everybody's better at that than me.
I love doing
took a
that
picture
too.
of what he
It-
had, so I thought,
Yeah, that-
looking at those sponsors would help us at least.
Did I send you
Yeah, I
that
think-
list?
That was for the event they had.
Of what?
previously.
Sponsors.
No, I think going out and getting sponsors is good. I think trying to
There's
figure
usually a
out
lot of the same
pricing and
people
packages
anyway.
is something
Which
that,
is good.
We also have some we can send you
Yes.
that we use as an ongoing role as a city, so,
Yeah.
instead of recreating the wheel, we have something Brooks created that we
Yeah.
can share that might be just altering a little bit of the format, maybe a little smaller for this kind of event than July Fest, because you're not gonna be out looking for a $2,500 sponsor, right?
Right.
But maybe looking for some of those smaller
The
ones, but
packages.
using those
200
same
at the top.
guidelines we already have in
Right.
place, so.
yeah, I think we definitely want to
And
pursue.
I don't see why
whatever
all
makes
of us couldn't work on
Yeah.
sponsored. I mean, it's not.
Oh,
like
yeah, getting
we're not-
sponsorships, I think, that's what we would
Good.
expect.
It's a hard job for just one person.
Yeah.
To run
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
for some people.
Well, and that's July, I mean, when we did Dark in the Park, everybody just kind of ran with it, and
Yeah.
banks and whoever you do business with, and I think Shelley and Monica took on a lot of that weight, but everybody was out talking to people, and we just did a little flyer, and that's kind of what we built off of to continue that for, but we have all those packages, and it'd probably be easier and more consistent, because it is city funding, it all has to come into our city coffers and then be given back out in some form or fashion through a city check. We can't just take cash and then hand cash back out.
Right.
So any money that's accepted will come in through the park fund, park special
And-
fund, and then be issued back out through the park special fund.
well, let me ask about that, because when we talked about vendors and because all of this is gonna be funds that we're actually sharing with the Derby.
Mm-hmm.
And at the last meeting, you made a mention of using the Derby facility for the money might be
Yeah,
better.
you could do
because
that,
it's easier for
and
them
then
to
the
write
Derby
city
write us a check,
than the
sure.
other way around.
For, if that's what you
Okay.
wanna do for sponsorships too, that's
I wanna
fine,
do
but
whichever
yeah,
makes more
yeah.
sense.
We can't just take cash in and then hand Derby cash, we'll have to, and that's, but yeah,
Yeah.
whoever, but,
Okay.
and then they write you a check, y'all will just be responsible for
Okay.
making sure they give up your percentage of whatever that is if we go that route.
I was,
Okay.
just a question, I was noticing that Maybank's going to have a pickle fest or something, and they're already asking for vendors. So what's our plan
In
on
November.
that?
That's for November.
When is the Pickle Fest?
It's in November sometime, at the end of November.
I guess the plan we'd come up with when we met with Derby was August, was when we would start
Okay.
that. But if that is too late, we can do it. I did actually I was pushing to try to
November
finalize the names
21st.
so I could go get us listed on some of the sites for
Yeah. East
Arbor Days
Texas.
coming up. And I found out I was way ahead of the curve. I couldn't find anything out there other than Arbor Day 2025. But I also found the one place I could list it, which was the A&M. They wanted the graphic, so it's like, okay.
Right, you have to have the graphic before you can get on those big vendor, East Texas vendors
Did you
and
find
all of that.
batteries?
And then, but list wise, like I collected all those cards of those artisans, I mean, I just need to hand them to you and you can contact them.
Yep, for sure.
So, okay,
Yeah, I had kind of created a contact list
Okay.
that's still empty, which is why I was hitting you up today on that.
so you think we'll be able to get the artwork by August? To be able to
Oh,
get,
I sure hope so.
Okay.
It's in work now, but.
okay, awesome.
And then Courtney and I got together for just a meeting for stuff outside of Harbor Fest. And with that, you you loved the movie idea too, because you hadn't been there for the movie stuff. And then we were talking about, trying to, I know one of the things that I think about is that we've got a beautiful amphitheater that we don't use that much, so having, some Sunday events at the amphitheater may be good. And we're just like some games.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, I just coming from the background from the school, it's easy to think about how many of these kids are very misfortunate and they have to deal with some crazy stuff during the summer. Anyway, it'd be easy for us to use the park as in get some trash cans and a ball and just play I mean, there's so many easy games you can use with powder on the ground. You can put tic-tac-toe and we can have the kids out there playing activities. So I just didn't know if there was a way for us to do more in the community with the parks for the kids, especially during the summer. We were talking about it earlier, but
Yeah, you
That was
can go
my
to
idea.
UT Health Foundation of East Texas, I mean, we could look for a youth grant there.
yeah.
I mean, because they'll fund, but we need to have the activities to fund, so chicken and the egg.
Oh, I
you
can
know.
come up with some activities.
Okay,
And I
then
just hope that-
that would be like, let's
Yeah.
ask them for money to help fund it,
For
sponsor
sure.
it and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, let me get my noggin to thinking.
Yeah, and we're here just, to,
Right.
Linda and
sure.
I, we just support each other.
Yeah.
Don't support each other.
We do, what's his name?
Anything else?
I know one of the other things we talked about when we got together, actually, let me look at my list, I talked about it a second ago and I've already forgotten it again.
I do that all the time.
Oh, yeah, kind of reaching out to the more organized users of the park, which includes folks that come to pickleball, folks that are
Yes.
playing basketball, folks that are doing disc golf, just to try to push for an idea of having a tournament. And we were able to help with the tournament. and
Yeah, I
put
forgot
something
about that
together
one. Pickleball's huge and it's getting bigger. Every city has their own pickleball team, seems like from now on. They also are getting bigger on long pong. Y'all know what I'm, yeah. So
That's like,
really-
aren't they doing that right now in your community center? Did y'all start?
Oh, they are?
Oh, I've been talking about it.
They're trying to work it out.
That's a big deal.
That's more of an inside, definitely.
We almost need to decide on pickleball, if we're gonna invest a serious amount of money, have a serious pickleball court, or have a tennis court. We're trying to do half of each, and we're not doing both of them well.
I
you know?
agree.
Or trails.
What gets the more?
The challenge is you really, as a board, need to think about taking the existing courts and shutting one group out. It's never terribly successful. I've done this a long time, and that is extremely hard. So if you could find a grant to build pickleball courts, well, then that's one option, right? And some of those may be willing to do that. But when you shut out one group or the other, it gets extreme, it does get extremely ugly, so.
Maybe less than a handful of times in 3 years, have I seen anybody play tennis.
Only takes one.
But-
It takes one tennis player that goes up when, in the middle of the morning when nobody's there and plays, and so it's just a catch-22. That's my advice. Y'all do with that what you want, but that's my 2 cents about that, is to think about, I've never seen it end well for a community when they shut out one user group to accommodate for another one, so,
With how most things go, and I can't think of it just most recently, and it was something that I like or did, but they're like, well, if you're not using it, then we can't keep it open. I can't even think of what it was right now, but it was like the old, like, you gotta have support of it, you gotta have people using it, so it's just.
Well, maybe we need to be thinking, because our agenda item next will be having this kind of a workshop. So let's gather our ideas and then we can be organized and make a list.
Love.
So I'm good. All right. Anything else?
Not for me.
Thank you so much for your hard work. Very much. So I think we've covered everything. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
You didn't get as big of a kick out of that.
Yeah,
that's okay.
I'll second.
What are you doing?
Okay. Everybody agree?